This is a quick video on how to get the best sound for your videos. In order to get the best sound for your videos, there's a few things to consider, and one of those things is the location that you want to record in. With the location, there's a couple of things to consider as well. The first thing is whether the space that you're using is actually insulated properly, and that helps to stop the outside noise from coming in. The second thing is your acoustic absorption. And the last thing is sort of like any background noise that's happening in the room or in another room that's close by. You could be in your own home studio or home office or just a spare room, and someone else is in the other room making noise, or you have your baby crying, or your air conditioning is going on. So currently right now, the air conditioning in here is on, and you may or may not be able to hear it. But basically, those three things are very important when considering your location for recording your audio, right? Your insulated room or space, your acoustic treatment that you have in that room to help to minimize reflections, and any noise going on in the same building or in the same room as you that you can actually control. You could turn it off, or you could turn it down, right? It could be a TV, right? And that will help you to have a good sort of like starting point for the next piece, which is the microphone that you choose to record with. So the next thing to consider is what microphone you choose to record with. So there are plenty of options to choose from. And for me today, I'm using this Townsend Sphere L22 microphone. It is a very sensitive microphone from what I, have learned, and it does have a very good sound to it. I'm not even using half of its capabilities right now. I'm just using it plain as a normal mic. Now, with this microphone, if you want to compare it to other microphones, let's say, for example, this camera cost me about a third of what this mic cost me. And I'm not saying that it's a horrible camera. I'm saying that the capabilities of the mic that's built into this is completely inferior to this dedicated microphone. But anyway, this is one option. Another option is this. This is a Zoom recorder, and it's sort of like a field recorder, and it's also a stereo recorder. This mic is also a stereo mic, as in it records front and back. I'll probably do a review on it at some point. And this microphone here is sort of like a XY configuration, recording in stereo, and it is pretty good, to be honest. I've used it for work as well as for my own personal stuff. I've also been able to attach this mic to the camera and get the recorded sound from this microphone into the camera. So this is also a very, very good option. So moving on from that little comparison, the main thing to take away and to understand about your microphone choice is that the microphone that you choose to record your audio with makes a massive difference to the sound that you get. So when you're recording with your microphone, there's a few things, simple things, that you could do to help yourself get a really good recording. So if I'm speaking into the microphone, right now my mouth is pretty much aiming at the microphone capsule. The closer you are to the microphone, and I would say a good distance, don't go like right there on the microphone, like this. The closer you are to the microphone, the more of your direct sound is getting captured by the microphone, and less of the ambient sounds in the room, in the space, or from your air conditioning unit will be captured into the mic. The next thing I want to add to that is how you're using your mic as well. Because like I said before, you could connect a microphone or buy a microphone that you connect to your camera, which should bypass your camera's microphone and then use the attached microphone. You can also use an external recording device. So for me right now, I'm using this microphone. I have an audio interface and I'm recording into the computer using a DAW. So that's how I would normally record audio realistically. And I'm not a dedicated video guy, I'm an audio guy, so I prefer to record that way. Then obviously I'll need to sync it to the video. So however you choose to record, whether you want to use an external method or you just want to use a microphone, clip it onto your camera, and there you go, that's fine. But the next part is also very important when it comes to getting your audio sounding good, which is how you edit it. And it is very important to edit your audio as well as your video. So when it comes to editing your audio, the things that you need to think about is the signal to noise, right? So with every microphone, there is sort of like a signal to noise ratio, or there's sort of like a self noise as well built into the microphone, or it's generated by the microphone because of the components and all that stuff. So you want to get that noise floor down. So you do want to avoid having a room that's really noisy with a cheap microphone that has a lot of built-in noise, and sort of like over processing all of that stuff, because that's sort of like what you have to do when you have so much noise in your recordings. So what you want to do is make sure that your room is suitable, and you need to make sure that your recording practices or techniques are pretty good. Don't stay too far away from the microphone. Come close enough. Check the levels, right? Or do a test run before you print it or finalize everything. Otherwise, you'll end up doing it again. And then when it comes to editing, make sure that you don't over process these things or obviously under process them, right? You want your stuff to sound clean, natural, and good. And if you follow this guide, it will help you to get a good recording or sound for your videos.